Hi guys, it's AFL Analyst here, and today I'm going to be going over my predictions for round 2. So, the criteria that I'll be judging my tips off is, firstly, what was their form in round 1? Secondly, what was their form in 2019? Thirdly, is it a home or away game? And lastly, their list profile. So, let's get started. So, the first game is Richmond vs Collingwood. So firstly, we're going to be talking about each team's round 1 form. So, Collingwood defeated the Western Bulldogs by 52 points, which definitely looks like very good form, especially considering the Bulldogs are a very good team. And Richmond, on the other hand, defeated Carlton by 24 points, which was a good win, but they did lack a bit in the last 3 quarters. So I'll give that to Collingwood, I think. So, the number 2 criteria, 2019 form. So Collingwood lost to GWS in the prelim final by 4 points after finishing 4th. Whereas Richmond, on the other hand, won the grand final after finishing 3rd. So I'd say that's a definite win for Richmond. Number 3, is it a home or away game? So this is Collingwood's home game, but it's been played at the MCG, so this doesn't really matter. And lastly, each team's list profile. So, according to Champion Data, Collingwood has the 3rd best list profile in the competition, and Richmond has the 1st. So, I'd definitely give that to Richmond. So, in conclusion, Collingwood's superior round 1 result is not enough for me to tip them, especially because Richmond has the number 1 ranked list in the AFL and are coming off a premiership win. So, Richmond by 10 points, I think. Game 2, Geelong vs Hawthorn. First criteria, round 1 form. Geelong were defeated by GWS by 32 points, and Hawthorn defeated Brisbane by 28 points. So Geelong, even though they were defeated, it was by a very good team, GWS, but by 30 points is a little bit worrying. So Hawthorn actually upset Brisbane by 28 points, which really points towards some very good form to start the season. So that's a definite win for Hawthorn. So number 2, 2019 form. Geelong lost to Richmond in the prelim by 19 points and finished 1st overall, whereas Hawthorn only finished 9th. So that's a definite win for Geelong. Now 3, is it home or away? I think this definitely played a big part because it is at GMHBA Stadium where Geelong do win a lot more games than they lose. So definitely give that to Geelong. And for their list profile. Champion Data suggests that Geelong has the 7th best list in the competition, whereas Hawthorn has the 10th, which obviously is a win to Geelong. So, in conclusion, it was a very hard decision, but as a result of Geelong having a better list and finishing even higher last year, as well as it being their home ground, I just can't go past them. So, Geelong to win by 5 points. Okay, so game 3, Brisbane vs Fremantle. So their round 1 form. Brisbane were defeated by Hawthorn by 28 points, and Fremantle were defeated by Essendon by 6 points. So disappointing for both teams here, but especially Brisbane, who were expected to win against Hawthorn. So I think I'll give the points this time to Fremantle. Now, the second bit of criteria, 2019 form. So Fremantle finished 13th, whereas Brisbane finished 2nd, but went down in straight sets in the finals. This obviously goes to Brisbane. Now the third bit of criteria is the home ground advantage, which definitely goes to Brisbane because it's being played at the Gabba, which is they play a lot better when they're playing there. So now the last bit of criteria is the list profile. So Brisbane's list is rated 10th in the AFL, whereas Fremantle's is rated 16th, according to Champion Data. So in conclusion, despite a poor round 1 for the Brisbane Lions, They definitely look the better team, and for that reason, I'm expecting a blowout win of 30 points. So I've run out of time a little bit, so I can't go over these last few games in depth, but I will still tell you my opinion on them. So Carlton vs Melbourne at Marvel Stadium, sorry. So I think Melbourne should win this a lot easier, as they just have a lot more of a talented list, despite their blowout against West Coast in round 1. So now Gold Coast vs West Coast at Metricon Stadium. This is definitely West Coast Eagles. They're just in so much better form, have a better list. Just definitely a big blowout win by at least 30 points. Now, Port Adelaide and Adelaide. I think this will be a really close game, really good game. So I think probably Port Adelaide will win, just because the Adelaide Crows haven't been doing too well like the last few seasons after their 2017 grand final appearance. So the next game, GWS versus North Melbourne. I think this is definitely a win for GWS, especially because it is a Giant stadium. But they should definitely win comfortably, as they are in very good form, as we saw in round 1. And I don't think North Melbourne will be good enough to beat them. So Essendon versus Sydney. So a lot of people actually tip Sydney in this one, but I'm going to go for Essendon. Even though I do think Essendon aren't playing as well as they could at the moment, I think that Sydney are not going to be a very good team this year, especially losing Buddy. So Essendon to win by 10 points. And finally, St Kilda vs Western Bulldogs. I had a harder time doing this game than you might have thought, because even though it seems obvious the Western Bulldogs, because they do have a lot better list, they actually lost by a lot against Collingwood in round 1. But I'm still going to back the Bulldogs to win by 5 points. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.